Another beautiful thing is to see the women actually lean into community. There are women that I already know have been connecting and have been like, they text all the time now. They hang out, often. They are, they're just becoming friends for real. And that's the whole point. That's the whole goal, right? And so that's a beautiful thing. Another beautiful thing is seeing people actually move one step deeper into their relationship with God, no matter where they are on that spectrum. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. My name is theTILAGO. If you're new around here, I talk about all things faith, the faith journey, and living in and on purpose. And so you need more of that in your life, so subscribe. Why not? Okay. So I'm really excited about today's video. I'm going to be talking all about the community I'm building here in Charlotte called Holy Girl Hangs. It is a faith-based community for the Christian millennial and late Gen Z woman to come and find a few more Christian girlfriends to do life with. And so I'm super excited to talk all about it. Main reason why I'm doing this video is to document for myself and for us as Holy Girl Hangs as a community. I want to be able to look back on this video and be like, that's where we were, or that's what we did, or that's where we came from. And even still, like if I go back to another video where I talked about it already, I'm already in amazement. And so I just wanted to create it for that reason. But then secondly, for you specifically, I wanted to create it because I feel like there are some of you out there who are wanting to create a community that is similar in your area or in your city, your state, or you've already created it and you just want to connect with others who are creating the same thing. Or you just want to see what's happening behind the scenes. You a little nosy. Okay. But no, I'm excited that all three of those types of people are here. And I also want to say this very quickly before I get into all the things. You don't need this video to tell you that you are supposed to do something that God is telling you to do. So if God has already put on your heart and placed on your heart and you cannot let it go, the desire and the urge and the need for this community to be built by you in your area, go build it. Go build it. Don't even watch the rest of the video. Just go build it. But I don't want you to use this video as like I'm going to do it, I'm not going to do it. I want you to be obedient. Okay. And so if God is calling you to do it, do it. That's what's needed. And so today though, I want to talk all about just like how we got here, the timeline of Holy Girl Hangs so far. I want to talk about the good things, the great things that are happening, the things that are hard as somebody who's building it and leading it. I don't know if I'm getting to the ugly, you know what I mean? Like that might be a little bit too much, but I am going to get into the good and the good things and the hard things. Cause I do want to give us a well-rounded picture of where we've been. And again, I just want to document. So let's get into it. Okay. So starting with the timeline of Holy Girl Hangs, I'll try to make it real quick. I've already tried to record this video once before, y'all, and I talked for about 50 minutes. There was no way I was posting a 50-minute video of me just talking about this. I'll keep it for myself, but no, we were not posting that. Okay. So this is me trying to do this in like 20 to 30 minutes. So, timeline of Holy Girl Hangs. First and foremost, I did not have a vision of what it is today. I didn't. When I first was starting it, I just thought like I've been a part of small groups at churches and I've led small groups at different churches that I've been a part of. And I just figured like, oh, I just want like 20 people, 20 to 30 is a real good number for me. 20 to 30 people that we can like kick it. We can do life together. We can, just hang out. We can go around the city, all those things, because I was noticing there's such a lack of community for myself and then lack of community for the women that I would be talking to that were some of my friends who are also believers. And we were like, we just can't find our space. Like we just can't find where we fit in to find the people to do life with. Right. And so I was like, okay, God, if you keep putting it on my heart, I'm supposed to do something about it. And so I posted a thread on a day. I posted a thread that said like, if you're a Christian millennial woman in the Charlotte area, and you're looking for, people to do life with, you're looking to have like, to go to different events or go to restaurants or hang out or have Bible studies and have our own things. And you're interested in being a part of something like that, then let me know. Right. And so people start, commenting and liking and all that, but it wasn't that many. And I was like, this is perfect. That's all I want. Like it was maybe like 5 people first. And then I went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and the post hadn't boomed in a sense of booming. To me, it boomed at that time. And it was probably about like 40 something at least who had said something about like they wanted to they were interested. So I quickly created an Instagram chat for us. Actually, it was a broadcast channel, so people couldn't even talk back yet. So I created a broadcast channel and I was just kind of like popping in there, putting everybody in there who was interested. And then I really kept feeling like, okay, God, like, what's the purpose now that, because this is already more people than I thought, right? And I'm really like breezing past stuff, but it was like, this is already more people than I thought. This is not what I thought it was going to be like. We haven't even had an event and it's already not what I thought it was going to be like. So what we doing, right? And so I was like, I need to create it as a chat, as an actual chat where people can talk back and forth. And we can just, you know, kiki, whatever, back and forth and talk and build community that way. And so I did. I moved it from a broadcast channel into a actual Instagram chat. And then people start talking and it was going really well, lovely. Like people just like connecting, meeting, saying what side of town they're on, like all the things. And then I literally, like I said, I was like, we have to have the first event within the next 2 weeks. And so 2 weeks after I posted the thread, we had our first event on August 3rd. Now there was a whole bunch of boom and zoom in the chat already. Like I said, it's probably like, I think it was like 40 people. That's how much I'm going to say. I don't really remember exact number, but it wasn't more than 50. And so we had the first event, or the first meetup. It was just a meetup, Bible study, hang, whatever. I wanted it to be outside. My vision for that was that we were going to be like in a park or something like that, but it was supposed to rain. And so I chose a spot in the city that has indoor space, but it also has outdoor space with coverings, like that you don't have to pay for, you know? And so I was like, okay, I think we're going to try to do this. Like we're going to go to this spot. So if you're in Charlotte, we went to Optimus Hall. And so we got to Optimus Hall and it was hot, y'all. It was hot, okay, outside. But 25 people showed up, 25 women showed up. Lots of them I did not know. Like they just found the space through other people introducing it to them, inviting them, whatever. So 25. I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Like this is all we need. We can really start building community this way. We can really start doing our thing this way. We're good, right? 25 people. Okay, so that's the first hang. And it was so beautiful. We get back in the chat now and people are posting, you know, recaps and all these things. I'm posting recaps and stuff like that. And y'all, the chat started booming and we grew to like 80, maybe. I'll say like 80 to 100 people. And I was like, I don't know what we're going to do with all these people, but I feel like we're still supposed to keep going. I just felt like God was like, just keep going, you know, like just keep going. And like I said, because it wasn't my vision already, like because this is not what I was expecting and anticipating, I was like, well, I have to, like, this is already, like, I have to keep my hands like this. And I'm going to hold it and I'm going to take care of it, God, and I'm going to steward it well. But this is your thing. And so I am just the one who is the vessel you decided to use. So we have that first event and I hope I'm posting clips. I think I said I was going to do that, post some clips while y'all can see what's happening like up here, or I'll move myself to the side or something. Had the first hang, chat grew to like 80 to 100 and I'm like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do, right? And so as the chat is growing more, I'm like, well, we need to have another event, another hang, another meetup really quick, because this is so many people already and I don't want to have it too far out to, again, where people are not able to actually meet in person, because my big thing was we're going to build community in person, right? So we have the next event 2 weeks after the first one. But before that, okay, this is where crazy happens. This is where crazy happens. One of my friends posted a recap on TikTok and she's just really great. I love how she recaps things. I love her content. I love all her things. And so she just posted a very simple recap on TikTok. And y'all, we grew from like 80 to like, it probably was like 200, like in a day. And I'm not joking. It probably grew that much, that quick, that fast. And so I'm sorry to my workplace, but I did not work that day that I was trying to like figure out how to like get things together, right? And so what happened is I had already said we're going to have the next event within, you know, in the next 2 weeks. I got to figure out a different way for us to move and shake, because 200 people in a Instagram group chat is crazy. Like people just talking, people missing stuff. The conversation keeps going. People keep joining. It was a lot. And so I was like, okay, I have to figure something out. And so when he first had started, one of my friends had reached out and asked like if we would put the group into GroupMe, because she was just like, you know, sometimes people take time off of Instagram, And I was like, that's a good idea. I was like, I think we're good right now. We'll move it in, you know, whenever that time comes. The time came, okay? Because that same morning that I was, you know, that all these people started coming in, another one of my friends reaches out and she's like, you might want to put this on GroupMe because you can do like different like topic spaces and stuff like that. And I hadn't been on GroupMe in a minute, so I didn't know you could do that. And so I quickly am moving everybody from Instagram chat to GroupMe. So as you come into the Instagram chat, I was like, click this link, go to GroupMe, click this link, go to GroupMe. So I'm like moving everybody and then I get into the GroupMe chat and it's booming. And so I'm trying to figure out how to connect, you know, how to organize it and get people into spaces and create the spaces. So I quickly get into it, and I just start going with like, here's North Side people, here's South Side people, here's married people, here's moms, here's singles, here's entrepreneurs, here's, I forget what else we have, prayer requests, Bible talk, all church talk. Like I just was trying to create all the spaces, and they still are existing today. But I was trying to create all the spaces so that people could come in, get in where they fit in, and not, and the chat would like kind of calm down a little bit, you know, like I want the energy, but like, let's calm down, you know. But it just kept booming, y'all. Like it just kept booming and kept going and kept going and kept going. And so we had the next event, and I hope I'm keeping the timeline right. We had the next event the next 2 weeks after that, 2 weeks after the first event. So August 3rd was our first hang. August 17th was our second hang. And so we had the next event, and that second one, the first one we had 25 people. The second one we went to the park like my original thought, and we had 50 people. And I was like, okay, God, if you're gonna keep doubling it every time, like what we like for real, what we doing? Because I don't think we doing that, right? But we had 50, and it was so beautiful. And again, a lot of women I did not know, some that I did, a lot that like either went to high school with me, or, you know, and just found it, or were again connected to me church-wise or stuff like that. And so it was just really cool to see how we got to connect. And because we're called Holy Girl Hangs, I made sure that our first few Bible studies were about the word holy, right? And being holy and holiness, because I was like, we're not just going to be a community that's called Holy Girl Hangs without the word, or without like acknowledging the holy part. Like we're going to be an actually like set apart group. We're going to actually look different than others. We're going to actually move different than others. We're going to actually, like, if we say we believe in Jesus and we're followers of him, then we're actually going to live lives that are like that, right? And so not everybody at all is in the same space. We've got people who just said yes to Jesus 5 minutes ago. We've had people who have been with him for 30 years, right? And so I just try to always make sure that I keep that top of mind. But during those first ones, I was like, we have to talk about holiness. And so we did. We talked about holiness. We've had all kinds of chats. But so that was in August. We probably were sitting at, I'd say like maybe 250 in the chat or something like that by the end of August. That was in 1 month, not even 1 month. And I was already like, okay, I have no clue what we're doing. Again, I every step of this journey has been like me moving slow, which is not normally my pace. And it has been me just following Jesus, like just asking like, where are we going? I'm going with you, but I'm not moving ahead of you. Show me where to go, and I walk, right? Now, as of today is November, what is today? November 21st. We have 560 something in the chat right now. 560 women in the chat. I know everybody is not in Charlotte. There's a lot who are joining from all over. And since we're in person first, it's kind of hard. I know it's probably kind of hard for them to feel connected to the community, but I really feel that I have been called to the city of Charlotte right now. I think, yes, it's going to expand. Yes, it's going to go to other places. Yes, there's going to be a pop-up, but this is the city I grew up in. This is home. And this is where I feel like we're supposed to be focused in actually building in-person community. I'm real big on in-person community, because that's when you really get rubbed up against. That's when you really have to like dig into being vulnerable, dig into being open, and dig into all the things. And when you really get to know people, you can actually tell their mannerisms. You can tell how they move and shake, right? So you have to be like, I really believe in fully in-person stuff. Now, we do have virtual Bible studies and stuff like that, but the in-person stuff is just my favorite. And so how the whole thing works, because I'm sure some of you are asking that, how does this whole thing work? I keep it very organic, and I tell us always to keep it very simple. And so people, as you join the chat and as you join the community, my main focus is actually not the large hangs. My main focus, because we have one in-person large Bible study a month and one in-person virtual Bible study a month. That's the only stuff that I plan for real. That's like big. Otherwise, we've had some events. We have one coming up tomorrow. Our first serve and worship night is tomorrow. But that's serving as our in-person event of the month, right? But I really harp on people creating their own meetups. And so I tell people to come in, and I'm like, okay, if you're going for a walk and you want people to come with you, put it in the chat. If you are going to a new restaurant or want to try a new restaurant, want people to come with you, put it in the chat. You're going to a new church, you want people to join you, or you want to see if people already go there, put it in the chat. Like, I want people to come in and actually connect with people. And I'm down if that meetup is only 3 to 5 people. that's enough people for me, because you actually get to know the other people, right? And so at the big hangs, yes, we create space for icebreakers. Yes, we create space for you to talk about all the things. But if you're gonna have like actual community, people we're trying. I am helping us. I'm hoping that I'm helping us to find people to do life with, to actually move through life with. Like, I'm hoping that people, one of my really, my visions now that God has given me this vision, is like, like years down the line, people will be able to say, I met my child's godmother at a Holy Girl Hangs event, or I met, the my best friend who's now my like maid of honor at my wedding at a Holy Girl Hangs event. Like, I want that to be the vibe, because you have actually dug into community here, and you found some ladies to do life with. So it really works, as in, like, it can be a little chaotic. You have to have the intention of coming in and leaning in, even though it's uncomfortable, even though it's overwhelming, even though it's like a lot going on. Just like take some time, come in, browse around, see what's going on, and then see how you can get connected. Because my big thing for people is, I know the chat is overwhelming. I know it can be crazy. And so, but when you come in, my hope is that you come in, you look for the next like in-person event that you can find, and then that's what you go to and try to get connected and lean into community. And so so the women come in, all kinds of hangs are happening. We've got all kinds of things going on right now, y'all. Like, we really do. So we got the serve and worship tomorrow. We've had workouts done, that we've had people host us for workouts. We've had going to restaurants, going to walks. We've gone to different events together. We've gone all over the place. And then in December, we've got, Christmas parties coming up. So there's stuff happening all the time. But this part was my vision. It just didn't look as big as it is. My vision was like, okay, there's 20 to 30 of us, and we're all just like able to mix and mingle and move around the city together. But if it had to be 500 and something, if God wanted it that way, then that's what we got, right? So, and I really feel like he did, and he's the one that's growing it. He's the one sustaining it. He's the one holding it all together. I literally am just a vessel. I don't take any like credit for the things that are happening in this group. And I really believe that God is not giving me this big, huge, like, he's not always showing me all the fruit, so that one, I don't get prideful, and that two, I don't get overwhelmed. Okay. And so he shows me just enough fruit for the moment that I need it in those, on those days where I'm like, Lord, I don't really want to do this no more. He sends somebody to tell me something that they got from the group, or how they've been impacted by the group. And so then I'm like, okay, let me calm down. Right. And remember who's in control. So that's kind of the timeline and kind of how it works. Now I'm just rambling and talking, but I want to give y'all more about like the great things that are happening and the hard things. So we can go hard things first, and then I'll go great things. And we're already at, oh my God, 18 minutes. Okay. So the hard things, one, for me personally, and if you were somebody who's going to be leading it, a really hard thing is feeling adequate, feeling like you were the person for the job, feeling like you were supposed to be doing it, feeling like you have the capacity, feeling like you have the knowledge and the wisdom to do it. And I say that's a hard thing, but the thing that comes right up against that in God is like understanding and realizing that God didn't create perfect people, right? Like, he created people perfectly in his eyes, but he didn't create people that are perfect, that never make mistakes, that know it all, that don't need him, right? So if there's something that he's calling me to do, this is what I always have to remember is like, of course it's going to be bigger than me. Of course it's going to feel heavier than me. Of course it's going to feel like insurmountable. Of course it is, because it's something that God wants done in the earth, and it's something that came from him. And so if it's something that came from him, he's going to want me to lean into him, to depend on him for every single thing. And so I've had to really lean into him on those days where I feel inadequate. I've had to really trust in him, on those days where I'm like, I don't know how this is going to work. I don't know if we going to be able to be at this place. I don't, like, all those thoughts come to mind, but it really is the adequacy, like knowing that you are enough, and knowing that God has created you to do this, and that he's with you every step of the way. And also knowing that every part of your life has built up to this moment, and this moment will continue to build up to another moment. And I'm saying that as in, like, he's been equipping me my whole entire life, and I didn't even realize it, of course, right? So like, I've led groups, I've led teams at churches and stuff like that. And I would be asking, I used to ask and, ask him in prayer and stuff and be like, why are you allowing me to see all this? Why are you allowing me to see how this person feels? Or why are you allowing me to see so much of the behind the scenes? Because I was getting a lot of behind the scenes, and I still do get a lot of behind the scenes in different spaces. And I was like, why are you allowing me to see all of this, And now that is all making sense, because everything I've seen behind the scenes has like shown up here in front of me. And so I am, just so grateful and so thankful that God is like, you're not perfect, but you're the perfect person for this position and for this community and to be leading it. And so I'm grateful for that. I think also in that inadequacy, feeling, that the other hard thing is like, I don't know what I guess it's like just being an example, like being almost like being on whenever you are with your community. It can be difficult because there are days where I'm not on. There are days where I don't have it. There are days where, again, but I have to lean into him for everything. And so a lot of the things that come as like the hard things are things that are like, it's showing me that I'm being too independent, right? Like I'm not depending on God for the things. And so those are like being inadequate, feeling like I have to be on all the time. Like, but I want to be as vulnerable and as open and as authentic with the ladies. And I try to do that. And, so that's the thing. Other hard things, keeping the culture. That's a big one. Keeping the culture as the culture, like keeping it and cultivating it, because it feels like every time somebody shares something, there's an influx of women joining, right? We're at 500 people. Everybody ain't been here from the jump. Everybody wasn't at that 25-person meetup that we had. So everybody doesn't know the culture essentially whenever they join in. So when they hear the word community, or they hear Holy Gore Hangs, or they think, oh, this is a ministry, they already have put us into a framework that, because they've already put us into a box that has been created from like their past experiences and their past thoughts and their past, whatever. But we're like, I pray that when they get in, they're like, oh, this is totally different than what I thought, or not even totally different as in like we're trying to rebel and be different just to be different, but like, oh, this is different than I thought. And I'm coming in and I'm trying to learn the culture, and I'm not trying to come in and just infuse a culture that I've known before. And so that can be a hard thing, because people come in and they want to talk about different stuff, or they want to, try to thwart, the way that the direction you're going. They try to come to hangs and like just throw the whole thing off in terms of like how they're sharing and stuff like that. And those are things, that's warfare, right? Like it's a spiritual thing. This is a faith-based community. So of course the enemy hates when we're unified. He hates when we're trying to do something together. And so I have to pay attention to like, okay, you have to pay attention to that. You have to be, use discernment with how people are moving and shaking. And you have to remember, like, I have to continue to keep the vision in front of me and keep the culture like in front of me. The culture is caught, not taught. That's something I've learned over years of being in ministry. But culture is caught, not taught. So I can't come in and, I won't say I can't. The most effective way for culture to stick and for it to stay and for it to continue to be cultivated is for everyone to exercise it. It's for everyone to display it, right? And so I'm saying that in a sense of like, whatever the culture of the thing that you are building is, like, you want to be really clear on what that's supposed to be, what it's supposed to feel like, how y'all move, what y'all do and don't do. All of that is supposed to be a part of it. And you as the leader have to be the one who goes first in all of that. So I have to be the one who, points us back to scripture all the time. I have to be the one who, keeps our conversation within a boundary. I have to be the one who is straight up and down about things. Like I have to, like when I come into the chat, if there's something that I see that I'm like, this does not fit our culture, this does not fit who God is calling us to be and shaping us and molding us to be, I'm going to say something about it. So yes, I probably will delete messages. I already have done it. It's like, yes, I probably will delete messages. Yes, I will kick somebody out, because if you're not fitting the culture here, and it's not you coming in and trying to be exactly like everybody, but it's, if this is not the space for you, I will know. Like, that's just plain and simple. If it's not the space for you, we will know. You will stick out, and not in a bad way of like, we're supposed to be set apart, but you will stick out in the culture. I hope I'm making sense with how I'm saying that. Because that's not to say that like we're exclusive. I'm letting people in left and right. Like I said, I started millennials with who I thought was going to pop in. But I think from TikTok, a lot of Gen Z just like influxed and was like, oh, it says millennials, but I'm just getting in here. And I love their energy. Listen, Gen Z came in and they be doing a lot, y'all. And in the best ways, as I'm saying, is like, they come in and they're ready to to build community. They're ready to create space. They're ready to host. They're ready to lead things. Like, they're ready. And I'm grateful. I'm really glad. So that's already one way where I'm like, this was God wanting to do this. This is God wanting to, I thought it was only going to be this many people, this type of person, this. And God is like, nah, that's different. So I'm not saying all these things as in we're exclusive, but I am saying that every space is not for every person, even in a believer sense, which is why we have so many churches, which is why we have so many different leaders and so many different voices, because every space is not for every person. And so whenever there is a moment where I'm like, yeah, they probably not going to be here much longer. I always pray. I really do pray. And I even go into our group meet, because you can see who's left, right? And so I go into our group meet and I pray for those who have left, and just pray that they are finding community, because that's essentially literally all we're trying to do here. So I pray that they're finding it in some way, shape, or form. And so, yeah, so the vision, the culture, so the vision. And a hard thing, this is probably an easy thing though, because it's something that I say all the time, is keeping the vision in front of the whole entire group, so that they're not, again, it kind of goes with culture. It kind of goes with expectations and stuff. Like, people are going to come in thinking that it's going to look one way, or that you're going to be doing all these different things because of different, spaces that they've been in. But I'm always really big about saying, like, no, what we do here at HGH is we grow in God and we grow in like-minded community. Everything we do is to grow in God and to grow in like-minded community. If it's more extra than that, if it's more something than that, then we ain't doing it, and it's not in alignment, and that's okay. Somebody, if you want to do that, you can go find somewhere else to do it, right? So there's different things that kind of fit into that framework, but we move at God's pace. That's what we do. We move at God's pace. And I know the ladies get real excited, and they are, always wanting to do all the things. And I'm a visionary. So I'm always seeing all the big things that I want to do and all the big things that we could do. But I'm also like, that's not in this season. That will come, maybe, but that's not in this season. And so I make sure I keep us focused. So it's just the leader, the hard things are the things that you are equipped with already. And it's just, in order for a hard thing to not become a hard thing, you just have to really lean into God and depend on him. And so keeping everything in line, leading by example, being on, creating culture and keeping the vision ahead of people. That's all, like, these are God things that you just lean into him for, right? So that's that. Wow, this video is going to be long too, but I just want to tell y'all, there's more hard things. There really are. There's things, like I said, people leave, that's just a part of it. And so I have to hold every single thing loosely. I have to hold every person loosely. I have to hold every idea loosely. I have to hold every event loosely. I have to hold the whole group loosely. As I'm taking care of it and stewarding it well, because it's God's. So he's going to move and shake how he wants to. He's going to have who's in it to be a part of it as he wants to. And I just can't hold on to people and hold on to things and ideas thinking that this is the only way, or if this person leaves, this is like, what are we doing? Or if this idea doesn't work, what are we doing? It's like, no, just move at God's pace. Allow him to keep what needs to stay in, and to move whatever doesn't need to stay out. And you just keep going, and you focus on who's in front of you. You focus on who he's put right here in front of you, right? So, yeah, it's a lot about being myself. It's a lot about remembering my identity as I lead. And it's a lot about, of course, remembering the people, keeping the people in front of me, right? And the women in front of me, and praying for them often and thinking of them daily, like always making sure that they are on my mind, the ones who are in and who are leaning in, like focusing on them and praying to God about what they need and how I can make sure I'm cultivating that. So that's a lot about the hard things. I'm sure there's more that I could talk about, but we ain't gonna talk about it. There's a lot of hard things. And then I think the good things, right? The really beautiful things have been just like, one, seeing God move. Like this, I couldn't go out and pull 500 people and tell them to click a link to get into a group. Like I couldn't do that. That's all God. And so to see how he is cultivating this, and to see how he's growing it, and how he's sustaining it, how even on the days where I don't pop into the chat, he's still keeping it going, how he's the one who is in control, and how he's the one who's showing like who we are to be. And again, shaping us and molding us. It's been really cool. And then in that, another beautiful thing is to see the women actually lean into community. There are women that I already know have been connecting and have been like, they text all the time now. They hang out, often. They they're just becoming friends for real. And that's the whole point. That's the whole goal, right? And so that's a beautiful thing. Another beautiful thing is seeing people actually move one step deeper into their relationship with God. No matter where they are on that spectrum, women are putting away things that they feel like are no longer serving their life with God or with Christ, right? So there's less of the like, oh, I want to go drink. There's less of, oh, I want to go and party. There's less of those things. And there's more of, I want to live a holy life. And now I have a community where I can actually do it and not be the weird one, right? And so it's just been really beautiful to see that. It's been beautiful to see them like just allow the fruit of the Spirit to really like shine through them. Allow the Lord to work in their hearts to actually bring about the fruit that He's desiring and that He can create within us. It's been really beautiful to see people just like, see people want to read more of their Bible, to see people want to lean into more prayer time, to see people ask questions that maybe they wouldn't have asked in another space, to see ladies responding with love and with grace and with truth and with honor, and just like the way that there are things like the Holy Spirit is the only one that can unify, and the way He unifies, and He is unifying us. And it's been really beautiful. And so to see the ladies step up in their gifts, to see women step up and want to use their gifts here, to want to be those who lead, to want to be those who plan things, to want to be those who pray for people, to want to be those who greet people, to want to be those who just continue to create space. It's beautiful to see people see that, oh, this is a space where I can come and I don't have to like dumb myself down. I don't have to water myself down, or I don't have to change who I am in order to fit in here. No, you're a believer. You're a daughter of God. You're a daughter of the King. And so you get to come in here and be yourself, and we get to figure out how you fit. That's just plain and simple. And so it's been really cool to see women continue to lean in and continue to, dig their heels in and take a seat, continue to come in and find a seat. It's just been, I can't even like, it's been really, 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 really dope to see how people are there for each other and supporting one another. And we're having so many different conversations. We've talked about holiness. We talked about suffering. We talked about forgiveness. We talked about, I'm missing one. This month, we're talking about sitting at the feet of Jesus, just sitting at His feet, spending time with Him. And so I'm just really, I can't make up anything. This is all God's doing, and it's all in His power. It's not by my power or my might. It's by His Spirit, for real. And it's been really beautiful. And then I'm trying to think of like there's so many good things. The way that we are connecting with others in the community and actually being able to like support them in their businesses and bring more awareness to other businesses that, where the owner is faith-based, where the owner, maybe the business is not faith-based, but the owner is somebody who believes in Jesus. And so showing them like, no, we're going to support other women businesses. We're going to support other businesses, period. But if you got something you want to do and you want us to be a part of it, like, let me know, you know what I mean? And so just like connecting with other communities and stuff has been really dope. And other businesses. What else? Seeing people who, it's just like a lot of growth. People are growing in God and they're growing in community. And that's been a beautiful thing. What the vision is the vision. What the vision is the vision. I should put that somewhere. But what the vision is the vision, period. I'm seeing it. We're noting it. We praise it. We honor it. We honor the vision that God has given us to grow in Him and to grow in like-minded community. And it's dope. It's dope. That is dope. I don't know how else to put it. It's been really, really, really cool. So in the future, we're just going to keep going. I'm not putting anything on God. I'm not putting anything on Him. I'm just saying like, God, you continue to move how you want to move and we'll continue to follow. That's it. And so that's what we're doing. Trying to think of other stuff I can tell y'all about. I've got a team. So there's a core team that is helping to build. And then there are a lot of women who are building, who are leading the charge in other ways. So for the Christmas parties, that's another thing that I probably should go back to. Good things and things that are hard. Hard thing. Sometimes you're going to feel like you have to do it all yourself. And sometimes you're going to feel like, especially if you are somebody that God is giving this, then you probably are already somebody who moves like that. Like you be thinking you have to do it yourself. No, like you can't, right? You have to depend on people. There's a lot of people that are going to be a part of your squad. And even if it's not a lot of people, there's people that are part of your squad who have different giftings and talents and things that are not like yours. All you have to do is create space for them to come in and use it, right? So there are a lot of people who, so our Christmas parties, there are 2 people planning the South Side Christmas party, 2 people planning the North Side, or 3 people planning the North Side Christmas party. The South Side already has many Bible studies that they do. Like there's like already a small group forming over there that I'm really excited about, because I want that to be, this is like the pilot, and I want that to be what the rest of the city starts to look like. It's like there's different HGH small groups type of thing. And so there's 3 people leading that who are taking the charge. Like I literally was just like, just keep me in communication with stuff and y'all go lead however you want to. There's women who have led, there's women who have leading the charge and planning the serve and worship night tomorrow. They've been killing it. And I've been seeing so many different giftings. I'm like, where did this come from? And so it's just been really cool to see like that kind of thing, see people actually want to take up stake. They believe so much in the mission and the vision. They believe in what God is doing here. And they're like, I want to be a part of this, and I want to be a part of it. Not just in a, I want to come and partake, but I want to come and help build. And so there's a lot of people helping to build, a lot of women helping to grow it. And it's just been a really, really, really dope time, y'all. It's been really dope. But I feel like I've been talking forever, and oh my God, it's like 30 something minutes. Okay. Yeah, this is not going to be another 50-minute video. So, it's been really dope. I'm really excited. I pray for the one of you who is interested in creating your own type of thing in your city or whatever. Please do it. Somebody is needing it. Somebody is looking for it. And if you have any questions, if you have any ideas, if you want anything from me, and we've only been in existence 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. We're about to be 4 months in December, but 3 months, 500 and something people. It's all God, y'all. And so I don't have all the answers. I'm not the expert. But I did want to come and document it and give somebody a little push and a nudge to say, like, if God is telling you to build this, there's a reason. There's a revival happening in the land right now. And there, people are coming up from all over wanting to know more about who God is. And they just need space to be able to figure that out. And yes, we have all of our churches. I'm real big on telling our ladies, this is not a church. And so you need to go and find a local church to be a part of, where there are, you know, there's a pastor, there's a shepherd, and all these things. But, you can come here and have community though, you know, and so you can come here and still do kingdom work and still build in the kingdom. But there, we value and we honor the local church. And so, if you're somebody who's supposed to create something outside of it, go for it, man. Like, I hope I pushed you to do it. And like I said, you let me know if you need anything, if you have questions, if you have thoughts, if you want to bounce ideas or something off of me, then shoot me a message here, shoot me a DM. On Instagram, I'm at theTILAGO, THETILAGO. Now I'm off Instagram right now. So if you send me a message, I might not see it until I come back on Insta, but that's where I'm at. Don't hit me up on TikTok. I let go of TikTok because I was like, I can't do this. It's a lot going on over here. And maybe one day I'll come back, but I'm not over there. So that's not a space for me. So YouTube, here on Instagram, you can even email me at theTILAGO@gmail.com. And let me know if you need anything. But I hope that you enjoyed today's video. I hope you got something out of it. And if you did, make sure where are these hiccups coming from? If you did get anything out of this video, I hope that you would tap the like button down below. Let me know that you enjoy videos like this. Let me know if you want to keep hearing about how the community is growing and what things are happening, how it's going. I am doing a vlog. I've been vlogging this week to show leading up to the serve and worship event. So you'll see some of that behind the scenes and us prepping for it and stuff like that. And I'm trying to think of something else. That's it. Comment down below if you got something, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any other updates, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.